Well, hey students, good to see you tuning in here. Thankfully, this is going to be the last Wednesday night I'm doing this. Just make note, February 3rd, we are returning on Wednesday night. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys. We're going to have a great Wednesday night in store. And anyway, don't forget our Sunday life groups this Sunday at 9 a.m. But I really want to look at a devotional thought today. And I've just been going over the Beatitudes the last 2 or 3 weeks. And if you look at Matthew 5, verses 10 through 12, it says this: "Those who are persecuted for righteousness are blessed, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. You are blessed when they insult and persecute you and falsely say every kind of evil against you because of me. Be glad and rejoice, because your reward is great in heaven. For that is how they persecuted the prophets who were before you." Wow, what's Jesus saying here? That you're blessed when you're insulted? Boy, that seems crazy, doesn't it? That you're actually, when they falsely say every kind of evil against you, Jesus is saying, be glad and rejoice. Well, one of the reasons he's saying that is because we're found faithful. But there's 4 things I see here that times of persecution or people coming against us will be for our good as believers. The first thing I see is that when believers are persecuted, it takes our eyes off of earthly rewards and forces us to look at that our reward is even greater in heaven. That we're not here for earthly rewards or accolades, but we're here for the reward that we will one day get in heaven. Second thing I see is that when we're persecuted and when the church people become persecuted, it actually strips away what I'd call superficial belief. It really makes if you're a fake and you're getting persecuted for Jesus, you're not going to stick with it very long. You know, I would say it's not fun to get persecuted. You know, I know we're blessed through it. But what it's going to do, it's going to cause those who are fake believers, the superficial believers, to kind of scatter. So it's going to strip them away. So it's refining our faith. And so thirdly, I say it will strengthen the faith for those that endure. It's during our tough times, it's during the times of valley in our life that we gain strength, because what we do is we learn a reliance on God. And it's only through those times that we build our character and strength in the gospel. So it'll strengthen our faith of all those that will endure. And then fourthly, I say, what can come out of persecution? Well, our attitude through it can be an example to others. Now, when you go to school and you talk about your Christian beliefs and you don't participate in certain activities of non-believers around you, there will be times where, hey, you're just going to get laughed at and you'll be persecuted in those moments. And when we take that, knowing our reward is in Jesus, knowing that we're blessed by Him for enduring that ridicule, our attitude is going to serve as an example for others. Well, where did I get that? Well, Jesus in it said, hey, know this, that even the prophets were persecuted. And so I'm thinking back in the Old Testament, look at Joseph thrown in jail for the way he stood to his Christian principles. Daniel thrown in a lion's den. So those are just a few examples of those that come before us. And I would just tell you this: as a believer, there are others watching you. There's other believers watching you that you will build up in their faith and encourage just by your actions during times of persecution. And then there's the non-believer that's looking at you like, you know what? He shouldn't be made fun of for being truthful and not cheating on this some kind of math test, calculus test. He shouldn't be made fun of that he didn't bring notes in there and cheat. And when he's made fun of, they're like, well, you know what? He stood that, and he stood his ground, and he stood in Jesus as an example. The non-believer's looking at that. And we just need to be reminded at the end of the day, God will reward our faithfulness as believers. God will always reward our faithfulness as believers. So take this word to heart. You're blessed during times of persecution. And really, it's for our good. It's for the good and the glory of the name of Jesus Christ. Well, as I said, hope to see you Sunday. I will see you then.